Hey, how you doing? This is Jonathan Smith, President of the New York Metro Area Postal Union. And to my left is Executive Vice President Tiffany Foster.
Hi, everybody.
And we're coming to you today to talk about reversions. Yes, part two of reversions. We were so happy at the response that we got from the first video. We decided to do another video to answer some of your questions and hopefully educate you and tell you what is needed to go forward in this battle. So with no further ado, let's go forward and get into some of these questions that were sent to us. The first question that was sent to us, do we believe this was management's plan, even from the time where we signed the national agreement, this latest contract? We don't speak from a position of opinion, but we will tell you what the facts are. These are the facts. Management has a set number of duty assignments that they want in every facility and every installation, and they have decided by any means necessary they're going to do whatever they have to do to get down to that number. Management right now is going through the reversion process. We fully expect them to come with abolishments and even in accessing out the installations or out of the facilities to get to these numbers. We know that management is going to be very aggressive with this, and we need everybody to be aboard to fight what management is doing. It's not going to be an easy fight, but we know that we're going to win this fight at the end. The other question that came to us, they was asking us about...
Let me
Go ahead.
just say, regarding the reversions and the fight that's happening, we are fighting the reversions. We are filing grievances on every duty assignment that management has reverted. We are challenging all of them. We are requesting numerous amounts of information to do our due diligence to argue and fight why these duty assignments are needed. And we filed numerous reversion requests for information grievances because they refuse to give us the information so that we can put up a good fight rather, because we know that the work is there and we know the work hours are there. Now, when John said that about abolishments and accessing and stuff, those are things that will come along if they can't and don't succeed in getting to that number through the reversion process. But we are fighting, we continue to fight, but we're gonna need y'all to step up and help us fight.
And let me add something else. Management is going to go around and tell the lie that the union is not working with them in this process. Management wants you to believe that if the union will allow them to revert these jobs, that they won't be able to touch the senior workforce. That is not true, because when they run out of jobs to revert, they are coming after the senior workforce. They will be coming after those jobs next. And that's when you're going to see the accessing, and that's when you're going to see the abolishment of these jobs. Right now, they're trying to revert these jobs by these occupied jobs, but they are looking to get a lot more aggressive as this battle goes on. So we need you to stay tuned and be aware and share this information with your coworkers, because information is powerful, and as we get this information around, this is our greatest weapon against management in this battle that is currently going on now.
And lastly, John, just the last thing I want to say is, please do not fall for the trap. And the trap is when management says to you, oh, your union agreed to this. Your union is okay with them getting rid of these jobs. Never believe that. Never believe that. We are never in agreement with management getting rid of any jobs. We fight all jobs. Okay? So share the video with your friends, with your coworkers, please. As John said, education is power, and we need everybody, all hands on deck, to help us fight and win this battle.
The next question that came to us, they said PTS are being converted before, PSEs are being converted before the PTS. I would advise you to go to your local leadership, because that is not an issue that we're dealing with in New York Metro. We don't have any PTFs in New York Metro. So in the clerk craft. So you definitely should go to your local leadership, because I don't understand what the facts, circumstances might be in your particular local, and it's an issue for you to talk with your local leaders about, so they can talk to you specifically on what the contract requires in this issue. And I don't think it would be appropriate for us to address that issue from New York Metro, since we're not dealing with that issue. The next question, people say, I want to step up to be a steward, but I believe that my local is in bed with management. Tiffany, you want to handle that one?
Well, one thing that I always say when people are reluctant and hesitant to step up and be a steward, I always say, well, what if people before us, what if the people before us had that same mentality and said, I don't want to step up to be a steward because of I don't like this person, or I don't want to represent these people, or just whatever the reason is to make you not want to do it. If those people before us had the same attitude, where would we be today? So don't look at what you think is happening within your local. The only way to really understand what your contract says and what the contract allows management to do and not to do is to educate yourself and read your contract. The contracts are on apwu.org. And you can go to your local leadership, go to your stewards. If you have a question, if management is doing something, and you can ask them, okay, well, why is this happening? What does the contract say about that? Never assume that your leadership and your steward is in bed with management, because most times people are not clear on what the contract requires and what the contract will allow. So, and management wants you to think that your union is in bed with them. They want you to believe that, because they want to divide and conquer. So don't let them succeed in doing that and then turn away from your union, and then that hurts you in the long run.
And we always say in New York Metro, you can't cry about your rights until you absolutely know what your rights are. And if you don't come to, we went around and we go around all the time and we talk to our members, and we got people that's been members of New York Metro 25, 30 years and have never been to a union meeting. The problem is we have a lot of the members that think that their union representatives is there to work for them, when the truth is you're there to work with them, because you can't be any stronger than the membership will allow you to be. So if you work along with your job, how many times has a union representative, or you, Tiffany, gone to somebody and said, I need a statement? Oh, I don't want to give a statement. But then they expect you to win a case without them even being involved in the case. How many times have you know that you've seen management doing our work, and the employee, I don't want to say nothing, or I want to stay anonymous, or how many times we go around and they got them working in filthy and dirty facilities, and we can't get anybody to put in any safety reports, any 1767, to say that I'm appalled that management will have me working in these conditions, or have the bathrooms in my facility in these conditions. The shop steward, if they put in a 1767, then it doesn't have the weight of the members putting it in, because they say, well, they're going around trying to solicit grievances. They're going around trying to start trouble. But if the member put it in, then it sends a different message, because now you're telling management, I'm appalled. I'm personally appalled. And not just one person, everybody has to do it. So they can see that this issue is affecting the whole workforce and not an individual. We're not going to take a position to speak against any local, because that's not what we're here for, and that's anti-unionism. And like Tiffany said, that's exactly what management wants us to do. We got to look at the positives and what we can do, but first you got to look at yourself and say, have I done everything that I can? Because we always ask the question, what is my union doing to help me? But we never ask the question, what am I doing to help my union? And I know some people have found something that they're good at. They're complaining, and some people are real good at complaining. And I love the line that Tiffany say all the time. Most people don't want to be a steward because they don't want to represent people just like themselves. They don't want to deal with themselves. They don't want to deal with the type of person they are. In fact, we go to people all the time and say, I ain't got time to deal with those people. I ain't got to. Well, who is those people? Those are your coworkers. Those are the people that we depend on to protect what we have today and to keep management from doing what they're doing right now. So the first thing that has to change is our attitude, and then we have to get involved and do our part. Then come back and tell me what your union is not doing. Because when you say your union, you act like that's a separate entity from you. You are the union, and the union can only be as strong as you decide to get involved.
That's the truth.
Now, the next thing, people say, well, what can we do to help? Well, what you can do to help with this reversion situation, management is dependent on people jumping from job to job.
Oh, yeah.
If we can get the employees to get in a duty assignment and stay in that duty assignment, that way they won't have a job to revert. And the jobs that they're posting will become residual. And if they become residual, then it opens up the opportunity for conversion. It opens up the opportunity for transfer. And management plan will go right down the drain. So find a job that you like and stay in that job. Stay in that job is the greatest thing that you could do right now to help your union. Because as you move around, they only can revert a job if it's vacant. Then management, if you stay in a job, will see what it's really about, because now they'll start to look to abolish duty assignments that are currently filled. So if you want to help your representatives, please, please stay in the duty. Find a job you like and stay in it.
But also, please, you must always be on the correct operation.
Absolutely.
We have to show the work that we are doing. You cannot work one operation, but your hits are saying something different. If you are working on the window